Hello everyone and welcome to another royal reading, and I have the Santa Muerte Tarot out on the table. It's always very difficult to read in this light. Santa Muerte Tarot, let's try and get you a better look at the box. Santa Muerte Tarot, because I'm reading again on that wretched book of Prince Harry's and the latest gossips that's floating around both from Lady C and from Harry Markle's blog, that it does not bode well for the royal family. Lady C allegedly was warned by somebody, a European royal, was as much as she would say, that the allegations, the accusations in the book were going to be despicable, were going to be really targeted. In that case, at Camilla, Harry Markle's blog in the past few days come out with a very dire post as far as the royals are concerned, saying that the volume, in particular the volume that Harry is holding back until after Her Majesty the Queen passes, because allegedly there are 2 volumes of memoirs coming out, the one he's going to drop later this year, and then one that he is going to hold back until after the Queen passes. That one is really going to go for Prince Charles, and it's going to make allegations that are intended to bring down the monarchy. And the allegations, she, if it's a she who writes Harry Markle's blog, or he, allegedly are on a par with the kind of allegations that were aimed at Cliff Richard. That would be, Harry Markle didn't come out and say it, but to use that equivalent, that comparator, would mean, in my opinion, reading between the lines, that there are going to be allegations of sexual abuse, whether directly from members of the royal family or from associates of the royal family, say Jimmy Savile, who of course was very friendly with Prince Charles for a long time. That kind of thing. So there's speculation going around. Is Harry going to say, "You killed my mum"? Royal family, is he waiting for the Queen to pass to say that Prince Philip was directly involved? That kind of a story that has swirled around for years. Or is it going to be worse? Is it going to be, well, if it can be worse, is it going to be sexual allegations of abuse at the hands either of a member or members of the royal family that were covered up, or associates of the royal family? So a very unsavory reading that I'm going to be doing now today. Just one today, Celtic Cross coming up with the Santa Muerte Tarot. I have already pre-shuffled. And I'm going to be doing this reading from the royal family's point of view, because it seems from both of these rumours, these sources, that the royal family is going to be in real trouble when this book comes out. And it could actually bring down the monarchy. So this is going to be the topic of the reading. How serious is this for the royal family, and in particular the volume that is being held back until the Queen passes? Very, very unsavory topic. There's a card that's the wrong way around. Never mind, I suppose it doesn't matter. And I feel a bit icky doing this reading. I did, just on the subject of icky readings, I did a second reading yesterday, which would be Monday. Yesterday I did a reading on the alleged scam by a cousin's husband that involved a younger royal, lost $5 million. I did a reading on that. So the rumor on Sedan. I decided not to upload that video. I felt that it was just legally too difficult for me to upload, and so I'm not going to upload it. I'm not going to read on that subject again. I did get indications that there was some kind of scam. Somebody did get ripped off, and the energy on both sides, the scammer and the scamee, could be represented, and this is as much as I'm going to say on the subject now or ever, could be represented by the death card. So that's enough on that subject. Let's get on with this reading. And we have the underlying energies, the Ten of Wands in reverse. That is overwhelm. And there's a little castle in the background, interestingly, of this particular Ten of Wands in the Santa Muerte Tarot. And it is, in the reverse, exhaustion, giving up, letting go, dropping your burdens. You can't carry on anymore. You just cannot. And very interestingly, it's followed swiftly by the Devil card. as the underlying energy. Just showing it to you. There is the devil. It's popped up already. Toxic energy, lies, betrayal, all that kind of energy. It's in the reverse. It could mean extreme version of that energy, but from the royal family's point of view, they're overwhelmed by this. This has been a terrible burden that they've been carrying for too long with Prince Harry. All of these, possibly these accusations have been flying around for a long time, possibly from him and from other sources, and they are really not able to deal with it anymore as an underlying energy. They are just exhausted from having to deal with this. Whether true or false, I do not know. I'm not saying. I'm just simply saying that the members of the royal family, and particularly Prince Charles, particularly this reading from his point of view, he is overwhelmed by this. He wants to drop it. He wants to just give up almost. And I have seen in other readings that he is actually considering walking away from his role in future in the royal family. I did a reading on that a while back. It's come back to my consciousness right now. So there's something going on there in terms of him and his ability to endure and to survive this specifically. So let's see, royal family, the situation with Harry's book, The Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is the situation that they find themselves in, and that is being braced for an attack. It's on your guard. When you get the Page of Swords upright, you're very wary, not weary. That's a weary energy. That's a wary energy of just braced for attack. Possibly doing research, possibly looking at material that they may have access to, reading, communicating with people. It's a communication card as well, the Page of Swords. But it is that idea of doing research, perhaps even spying, not so much when it's upright, but perhaps being privy to information. Sorry about the barking dogs. It's a bit of a wild energy out there at the moment. And looking at stuff, reading through things, perhaps corresponding with publishers, authors, lawyers. It has that energy that they are busy preparing themselves for this onslaught that is to come. What is the challenge that the royal family is facing at the moment? Well, there he is, the Knight of Wands. That's Harry. That's Harry and his wild allegations. This uncontrolled energy, this out of control energy that the Knight of Wands does represent. More and more Harry is coming across as the Knight of Wands. Fiery, hot-headed, impetuous, unpredictable, charging in and out. You never know what he's going to do, and causes a fair amount of chaos and upset. And because it's Wands, it is that combative energy. It is PR as well. He's using this for publicity. He's using it for his own goals. This is all my opinion. Disclaimer in the box below. Please go and read it. This is a tarot reading for entertainment purposes only. But he is impetuous and hot-headed, and he doesn't care what harm he does. The Knight of Wands is a reckless energy. He doesn't care about the consequences of his actions. He's just going to do whatever he wants and not think it through. So what is going on behind the scenes? Are the royal family privy to proofs? Have they seen a copy of the book? What is going on? It looks as if they are from that Page of Swords, but it could just be getting lawyered up and getting ready. Have they got access to the information? Temperance card. Well, that's quite a positive card. I'm quite happy to see that as a behind the scenes energy. Temperance is patience. So waiting, there's a waiting energy here, waiting patiently for something to come, something to happen. It isn't as fearful and as traumatized an energy as I would have expected to see down there in the behind the scenes hidden energy. They are waiting patiently, but from a relative position of calm and authority, because the Temperance card is the angel that pours balm on those troubled waters, oil on troubled waters, smooths things down, calms things down. So perhaps behind the scenes there is some kind of attempt to dial this whole situation down, and it could be why information was given to Lady C, and it could be why information was given to Harry Markle. to kind of prepare the public for what is coming, and also to gather support for the royal family, and also to warn Harry in particular that people know what is coming, people are braced for what is coming, and people will not necessarily take it lying down. Interesting. Temperance card. How are the royal family actually handling this right now? What are they doing proactively? This is the conscious focus energy, and we get the Three of Wands in reverse. Another waiting card, but this is in reverse. Three of Wands is expectation of something expanding and growing and doing well, but it's coming out in the reverse, which means they're trying to nip it in the bud. And that's exactly what I was saying when I was reading that Temperance card. It seems as if they are trying to sink those ships that Harry has sent out before they actually land, come back to harbour, before they come with whatever they are loaded with, the royal family taking preemptive action to stop them. And that is also encouraging, these two cards to me reading together energetically. So both behind the scenes and as a focus, it seems as if the royal family is trying to nip this in the bud and do stuff to slow it all down, to stop it. Waiting energy, not here, a patience energy and a calm energy, and not jumping the gun, so to speak, but here not waiting, here actually stopped waiting and possibly drilling holes in the hulls of those ships so that the ships sink before they ever even are seen on the horizon. Interesting energy. Let's see, we're looking at the relationship now between Harry and Charles and the build-up, what's been going on between them in the past, and we get the Magician in reverse. And this is the trickster energy when the Magician card is in reverse. Somebody, that's Harry's energy in my opinion, all in my opinion, of course. Harry playing games. When the Magician is in reverse, it's the game player. The games people play for attention, for notice, to manipulate, to conspire, to conjure up things, but things that are unpleasant, things that are toxic, things that are difficult. It's running interference. It's childish energy, actually, the way it's reading in this, because of this Knight of Wands that's sitting there. It's being difficult for the sake of being difficult. It's being unpleasant for the sake of being difficult, because somebody wants power. The Magician is all about power. It's the puppet master energy, manifesting things. But now, because it's in the reverse, Harry is manifesting things that are toxic, that are dangerous, that are going to upset the apple cart, make a lot of trouble, in particular for his father. Royal family in general, William of course as well, but we're speaking specifically in this reading about Prince Charles. So a future energy, but near future energy, say for instance through the Jubilee, how are the two going to be interacting in that situation? The card that has come out, now we always have to check these numbers on these cards because the 6s and the 9s look rather similar. This is a 9 of Pentacles, but it is a 9 of Pentacles in reverse. And the dog is having a little chat with me now as the 9 of Pentacles appears in the reverse. 9 of Pentacles is not being free, and it's an earth sign, and it says to me that Prince Harry is still reliant on the royal family and the vast wealth and resources that are at the disposal of the royal family, and particularly Prince Charles. Prince Harry's own coffers are not full. Prince Harry is in some degree of financial difficulty, and perhaps that is what is going on, and the strings that are being pulled, and the situation to reel him in, keep him chained to those purse strings. I'm mixing an enormous number of metaphors, and I do apologize to you linguistic purists out there who are watching, but 9 of Pentacles in reverse, Harry is not free. He's not getting the big payday he wants. The royal family, this is not the royal family energy here. I'm talking about relationship with Harry and Charles. There is no way that Prince Charles is a 9 of Pentacles in reverse. Prince Charles is 9 of Pentacles upright. He's the one with all the money, all the power. Harry is the one without the money, without the power, who is not free to do as he pleases, may not get that big payday that he's expecting from that book. So it does seem as if there is some degree of control from the side of the royal family, and some brakes on that chariot that Prince Harry is driving wildly and recklessly, or the brakes on that horse I know you don't put brakes on a horse, but you know what I mean, mixing metaphors again. So let's see specific issues now, unsavory issues, both of them. First one that I want to ask the cards about specifically is Harry going to accuse the royal family, and in particular say Prince Philip, of actually killing Princess Diana? Is there going to be that kind of accusation? We have the Two of Cups in reverse. It's a breakup card. It's a partnership that has broken, that has split. It's a lot of sorrow. It's not a conspiracy card. I never read the Two of Cups as a conspiracy card, whether it's upright or in the reverse. It's a sorrow card. It's a loss card. It's a loss of someone you loved. So I think that his focus is going to be on his mother, in terms of missing his mother and how that has caused him so much grief, so much sorrow. Perhaps the loss of his mother caused some degree of separation between him and the royal family as well, because of the level of blame that he felt on the royal family for taking away her protection, her HRH, for the divorce, of course, all of that. But I'm not getting conspiracy. I'm not getting fingers pointed at any particular royal and saying you actually organized this. So that's, to me, is a no. We're talking here about sorrow and loss and divorce and breakups and the split between his parents that possibly led to the split between Harry and the royal family. He took the side of his mother, took her cause to heart, as he really seems to have done, and so it's led to this rift with the royal family and with Prince Charles. So far okay. The next one, the sexual allegations, potentially, are they going to be there in the book? Is Prince Harry going to drop that kind of accusation? We know, or we hear from Lady C, allegedly, that Meghan has claimed such things with regard to her father. It's all allegedly, it's rumour. Is Prince Harry going to go down the same road? Five of Pentacles in reverse. And Five of Pentacles is a very unpleasant card. And particularly the depiction here of walking all over those skulls. There may well be a feeling of being trampled underfoot as a child, of being helpless, of being abused, as being one of many victims. It doesn't normally have a victim energy. I reserve that for the Hanged Man more in my tarot readings, but the way this card is depicted is a victim energy. Lots of people involved, lots of victims involved, with those one pair of boots trampling, or shoes trampling over those victims. It's the Outcast card, the Exile card, the illness card, difficulty coming from something, possibly in the past. Can read it that way. So it's possible it could be there. Those kinds of allegations could be floating around. And in my opinion, when I read that Harry Markle article, that is what came to my mind. It wasn't the Diana story. It was more sinister than that. If this kind of accusation is thrown around, it's going to be very difficult for the senior royals to come back from at this point in time, in this time that we're living in particular. So possible. I'm not saying a huge big fat yes, but it's possible with that card, Five of Pentacles in reverse. And of course, disclaimer in the box below, or my opinion, tarot reading. So hopes and fears, royal family, hopes and fears about these books. The Emperor, well, they hope that they survive this, and that Prince Charles makes it to the throne, that he accedes to the throne, that he inherits that chair. We saw today was the opening of Parliament. The Queen, of course, not able to make it because of her mobility issues. Prince Charles, I think for the very first time, actually read the speech, the Queen's speech at the opening of Parliament. Prince William was there as well. And the chair that the Queen would normally occupy was empty except for the crown. It was very poignant. Prince Charles looked very somber. Prince William looked very somber. I think some hard truths hitting home. I have been asked in my readings not to dwell too much on the passing of the Queen in future, but I'm afraid that it is there in the energy. It's there in the energy, and there he is in the hopes and fears position. That is Prince Charles on the throne. That's what he hopes for. Let's see. What is the outcome of these volumes, Prince Harry's memoir? The outcome going to be the impact on the royal family? Is it going to end the royal family? Wow. Well, that's a massive card to come out, because it's the Hierophant, and that's the Hierophant in reverse. It's going to do damage to the royal family. It's going to do big damage to the royal family. The Hierophant is literally one of the royal family cards. It's Major Arcana royal family card. It's in particular the Queen. Interestingly, it's a Taurus card. It's going to damage her reputation severely. Very, very, very severely after the fact. After her passing, and I'm very sorry to say that. I stand here pretty mortified that I have to read this card like this, but I cannot read it in any other way. The Hierophant in reverse. The Hierophant is, of course, the institution, the establishment, the status quo, the royal family, apart from the individual representative, as in the Taurus Queen. Both are going to be imperiled by these books that Harry is publishing. The accusations that he's going to fling at the royal family are going to be very damaging. Very, very, very damaging. I'll read on it again. This is preliminary energy. The story is going to run and run unless something very strange happens to stop it. They are trying to stop it. But that card, current energy, is a card, a very seriously worrying card for the royal family. I've got some big cards that have come out in this reading, and there it is. So thank you for watching, and I will see you hopefully again tomorrow. Load shedding back with us. It's on and off, on and off. So if I don't show up, that is what's happening.